Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy 4th of July. And ladies and gentlemen, very, very successful, beautiful, interesting speech from President Trump at Mount Rushmore. And to my super chat, thank you. Veteran who approves, everyone watching, Luke St. Martin, Eric H526. Happy 4th of July. And President Trump was actually very, very successful in a message that he basically sent to the Democratic Party, which is, okay, you and let's just say, I'll say this might not be Karen Man 100 Maga 2020 happy 4th HA. Thank you so very much, Karen Man 100. Thank you. Karen Man 100, thank you so very, very much. Happy 4th of July to you. The message was the following. Karen Man 100, thank you. We'll listen to President Trump. We'll listen to him in a couple of minutes. I have the speech. And, of course, the way it's being described is, oh, my God, he, tries to paint Democrats and the left, and he tries to use this to be even more divisive. It's like, well, President Trump is very good at basically repeating narratives from the left, kind of serving as a mirror into exactly who they are. You have a great many people. Well, you type in Trump and Mount Rushmore. First of all, you got 300,000 viewers online at one point, over. And that's like a conservative estimate. But here, Trump condemns left-wing cultural revolution. Oh, my God. Trump uses Mount Rushmore speech to deliver divisive culture battle message. New York Times, see it, divisive. Everything is a divisive message. Of course, if the Democrats say it about Trump, it's never divisive. Don't you? When was the last time you heard a phrase, Nancy Pelosi, in a divisive and polarizing manner, says that Trump could have worked with Russia? Or that Trump worked with Russia? Have you ever heard that Adam Schiff, in a divisive manner, states that he has evidence that Trump worked with Russia? No. But you have the left saying, okay, well, these statues have to go down, and, the country's history, because we have, so many horrendous and dark chapters in our past, we must always, always look at the country through the lenses of the fact that we never always lived up to our ideals. And because of this, we have to atone for our sins, and the atonement revolves around what Democratic voters think. You can only redeem yourself isn't this interesting? You can only redeem yourself through the eyes of left-leaning people. And that's what President Trump was basically saying. And that's what Democrats say too. But they don't overtly say that. They're not arrogant enough to overtly say that, although they'll ride that narrative, or they'll try to promote that narrative. They're the arbiters of morality. They're the ones who can condemn and judge you based on their lofty understanding of American history. The only problem is it was Hillary Clinton who said and did things on that topic, on the issue of race, infinitely worse than President Trump. But they sweep everything under the rug. That's how we know, okay, Biden is not going to be nominated. It'll be Hillary Clinton. Eventually, somehow. We don't know how, but eventually. Luke St. Martin, Eric H526, two best moderators in all of YouTube. But let's listen to President Trump right now. He had 300,000 people, I counted at one point. This is even before he started speaking. And actually, Mary Hart was speaking. She's great. She's fantastic. Mary Hart is awesome. And so, let's see. And so you get this celebration. It's like a celebration of the 4th of July. You have a great many people living life, and of course the media is going to say, oh my God, you might as well have just, spontaneously combusted into flames. I mean, that's basically what's going to happen. So if you type in Trump and Mount Rushmore, you get Trump. Okay, so Slam's trying, so DNC tweet trying to Mount Rushmore. Okay, so then the DNC, of course, tried to equate Mount Rushmore and President Trump's speech to a whole bunch of nonsense. But essentially, what I was trying to say in the beginning is the following. Democrats, the way Democrats view things and the way the media view things is that, well, they're the arbiters of justice and morality. And, the ethical code everyone must aspire to. They're the ones who can judge and condemn you. They're the ones who understand history better than you do. And even if you're of the same background, ethnicity, it doesn't matter. Because they understand the history of the country better than you do. And of course, they never engaged in these tactics or this condemnation and judgment when they're in office. And they never take it. They never get to the point where they're the ones, like you never see Pelosi kneeling during the national anthem. Why is that? Why is that? So let's listen to President Trump. It's kind of interesting. He kind of basically explains the Democratic Party platform to Democrats, or at least their narrative, their media message. But here.
As we begin this 4th of July weekend, the First Lady and I would wish each and every one of you a very, very happy Independence Day. Thank you. Let us show our appreciation to the South Dakota Army and Air National Guard and the U.S. Air Force for inspiring us with that magnificent display of American air power.
So let's get to maybe in the mid. So this is like, he gives like almost an hour-long speech. There's absolutely no way that Biden could even come close to an hour-long speech. So here, let's listen.
More than 20,000 were killed or wounded in a single day in Antioch.
All right, let's just hear him.
We must take care of America first. It's time.
Even that phrase is completely like butchered when it comes to the way Democrats and media see things. That's another way of saying the smart power foreign policy. The only difference is we're not intervening and engaging in regime changes, and we're not masking our national interest within a multilateral effort to topple regimes. So the national, what's considered national interest is actually different under President Trump than it is under establishment Democrats or establishment Republicans. They actually believe the world is like just composed of chess pieces that you could just knock off, and you could just rebuild a country if you remove their leadership. Trump does not. It's very different. He actually is ending our longest-running military conflict, longest-running war in Afghanistan. So he's setting the groundwork to end that. He's already signed the deal. The administration has. We're bringing home Americans. So that's one. I mean, you can look at these. You can look at everything he says in the speech, but there's so much, like, they don't understand why. They have no clue why anyone would vote for President Trump. They don't get it. They don't get it. So let's listen to President Trump a little bit.
We believe in equal opportunity, equal justice, and equal treatment for citizens of every race, background, religion, and creed. every child of every color, born and unborn, is made in the holy image of God.
What is wrong with that? What on earth? What on earth? Like, how on earth is that not a unifying, beautiful message? How on earth is that a bad thing to say? How on earth, as my speaker flies through the room, how on earth is that not a beautiful, poignant, inspiring message? You better believe that you will never hear that again. You will never hear that from the media. So that's an hour and 19 into this. Okay, so an hour and 19 minutes into the whole thing. So about an hour and 19 minutes. About an hour and 19 minutes into his speech, President Trump says one of the most beautiful things you can say as a leader. Very, very poignant, inspiring, unifying, nothing polarizing about that. Okay, so he said the word God. So what? What could be, like, what did he say that isn't beautiful right here? We can listen to it again. Diane Stewart, love you, HA, keep on trumping. Diane Stewart, thank you, Diane. Thank you so much. Happy 4th to you, Diane, thank you. Thank you, Diane Stewart, thank you. So here, listen to this.
First, we must take care of America first. It's time. We believe in equal opportunity, equal justice, and equal treatment for citizens of every race, background, religion, and creed. Every child of every color, born and unborn, is made in the holy image of God.
How on earth is that divisive? Even if you're an atheist. Okay. The sentiment, the intent is a positive, it's a beautiful one. So how on earth is that a divisive, horrible statement? So already you have this, this culture. They're trying to say, oh my God, he created this culture war with the speech. It's equal treatment for everyone and every child and every human being. I mean, leave the theology aside. He's trying to say that everyone is beautiful. It doesn't matter who you are. You're all, inspired by divinity or whatever. You can leave the theology aside or the philosophical, the religious, connotations aside. What on earth? How on earth is that a divisive statement? Diane Stewart, thank you again. How on earth is that a divisive statement? I don't understand that. See, Democrats have always said the same things, especially mentioning God the same way. J-Man, thank you. J-Man, thank you. Well, J-Man, I'm not. I wouldn't say that it's the organization isn't. I wouldn't say that about the entire organization. But J-Man, thank you, J-Man, All right, so let's continue. By the way, has Biden received even these applause from anyone the past 5 years on anything he said? Has anyone applauded Joe Biden? This is why we know Clinton, somehow she's going to become nominee, and I will have made the biggest political call of all time. Just today she said she would have done a better job. Then the rebuttal is, well, she said she wasn't running. It's like, well, why are we even hearing about Clinton? Because she will be the nominee.
We want free and open debate, not speech codes and cancel culture.
There you go. There you go. Free and open debate, but Democrats can't debate. They can't, because the way media works is you say one thing, you're bound by it. Well, okay. Your past dictates your future with Democrats. Or I should say, if you've sinned or if you have stated something horrendous, you can only demand forgiveness and expect empathy and forgiveness if you're on the left. You can just forget about it, you'll lose your job, and you're done if you're a conservative or voting for President Trump. And they want like it's just unbelievable. But they actually view debate as giving a platform to ideas you don't like. That's the way they view debate. It's the most warped, absurd, way of looking at things. Jimbo, thank you. Happy 4th, mate. We're having a bonfire tonight. Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you so very, very much, Jimbo. Greatly appreciated. How fortunate am I that I have wonderful people in Australia like Jimbo wishing me and everyone here a happy 4th of July. Thank you. Thank you, Jimbo. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. And to all the viewers in Australia and in Canada and in the UK and everywhere else, thank you so very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Jimbo. But I mean, everything he's saying here is great. There's really nothing wrong with what President Trump is saying. You could find the same sentiments and almost verbatim the same statements with any of President Obama's speeches for 8 years. But let's listen.
We embrace tolerance, not prejudice. We support the courageous men and women of law enforcement.
So does Biden, by the way, if you ask him. Again, so here's the thing. We support tolerance. Whenever he says something good in all of his speeches, he's always this is the thing. They've never reported anything Trump says that is actually beautiful or poignant or inspiring. It's always like, oh my God, he's a horrible person. So
we will never abolish our police or our great Second Amendment, which gives us the right to keep and bear arms.
Yeah. So there you have it. I mean, you have, and this is okay. You have liberals who embrace the Second Amendment, but they won't tell you that this speech and things he's saying resonates with a lot more people than you think. Okay, there are Democrats who are like, well, what's happening? Oh my God, this is good. We're taking this a little too far. Happy 4th, thank you. Oh, happy 4th. Happy Jimbo, thank you. Thank you. And happy 4th of July to everybody here. Let's continue.
We believe that our children should be taught to love their country, honor their history, and respect our great American flag. We stand tall, we stand proud, and we only kneel to Almighty God.
The left is listening to this and they're saying, oh my God, he's hard. But does Nancy Pelosi kneel during the national anthem? This is the question. This is the question. They sit on the fence on every major issue and they expect other people within the Democratic Party or within the left, They expect others to do the heavy lifting. While they could benefit politically and yet not take the leap, not take a plunge politically that would hurt them. But they benefit from protest, but just not protests that they're engaged in. So, like all these left-leaning YouTube pundits, why weren't they protesting? Where were all the where were they? Why didn't they live stream protests? Okay, the reason that most of the people out there who claim that Trump is horrible and that everything was peaceful, the reason they didn't go out on the streets is because they knew of the potential for violence. And the interesting, when they said Trump removed peaceful protesters from Lafayette Square, where are the cell phone videos? The first thing left-leaning people do all the time is take out their cell phones. The first thing. I'm videotaping you, and this will get retweeted on Twitter. Where were the videos? Where were the videos of federal officers descending upon the peaceful protesters at Lafayette Square? Where were the cell phone videos? Okay, so of course the if the majority, they can't have it like. They can't deal with reality. Reality is, there were a great many, perhaps majority, very peaceful protests. What happened was we had curfews throughout the country in every major city run by Democrats, primarily, and we had $1.4 billion in property loss, according to one insurance claim in an insurance industry publication. Okay, that's in addition to 10,000 arrests. So this is like every single monument that gets torn down or statue, every single one is swing state votes. Do you think the average voter in Iowa or Ohio or even most of Minnesota, Michigan, Pennsylvania might, like, what the governor might, the Democrats, I think, could take Pennsylvania. I don't know. I think that Trump's going to take Minnesota, which would completely wreck Democrats in the Electoral College. But do you think that Midwestern voters are going to say, oh, look, the country is being torn at the seams. Oh, I think I'm going to vote for Biden. First of all, it's going to be Clinton. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it'll be Clinton. And they're going to come begging Madam Secretary. It ain't going to be the other way around. She tried that. It doesn't work too well. Why aren't I 50 points ahead? Because nobody wants you. Oh, okay, I'll just wait then until they come to me. And so, let's listen to this.
This is who we are. This is what we believe. And these are the values that will guide us as we strive to build an even better and greater future. Those who seek to erase our heritage want Americans to forget our pride and our great dignity so that we can no longer understand ourselves or America's destiny. In toppling the heroes of 1776, they seek to dissolve the bonds of love and loyalty that we feel for our country and that we feel for each other. Their goal is not a better America. Their goal is to end America.
Well, a little bit of hyperbole there, but I don't even know if that's... Look. They'll get to the name America, and they'll say, "Oh my God, it's the or." Could you imagine? They take it one step further and they say, "Well, the name is linked to, historically we can look and Kathleen Smith, Kathleen, thank you, Kathleen." Okay, so we know this, of course, Amerigo Vespucci, the Italian explorer who set forth then revolutionary concept that the lands that Christopher Columbus sailed to. Okay, so it's named Amerigo Vespucci. Okay, so this is interesting. If there's anything, if Amerigo Vespucci tweeted anything, you better believe they're going to want to change the name. I'm joking, obviously, but here. So the Library of Congress, how did America get its name? I'm telling you, they're going to change the name. They're going to want to change the name of America. It's going to be fantastic. They have to do it before Election Day, because that'll just cement Trump's victory. Today, America celebrates its independence. This is July 4th, 2016. Of course, President President Obama was there, so everything was fantastic. Our founding fathers drafted and adopted the Declaration of Independence, declaring America's freedom from Great Britain and setting in motion universal human rights. While the colonies may have established it, America was given a name long before. America is named after Amerigo Vespucci, the Italian explorer who set forth the then revolutionary concept that the lands that Christopher Columbus sailed to in 1492 were a part of a separate continent. Now, if Mr. Vespucci has anything in his past that does not fly today, like if today's left does not sanction this man's past in any way, shape, or form, you better believe they're going to want to change it to, I don't know, like Democrat land or Democratic Party world or Democratic Party land. Who knows? Who knows what they'll want to do? Who knows what they'll want to do? It'll be fantastic. It'll be fantastic. So here, let's just see. Amerigo Vespucci. I just want to, because we have to get it out of the way. If the name is horrible, if the name of the country is horrible, we need to fix this. And there should be a Twitter poll and wonderful. Okay, so let's just put. Oh, there you go. Amerigo Vespucci was a racist white male. There you go. So there you go. That's just one. Well, that's just one Medium article, but still. There you go. So, I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen. Kathleen Smith, thank you. Canadiano. I'm just, you know what? How about Pelosiville? Or I don't know. I don't know. If you want to rename the country, do it before the election so we can go in and say, you know what, Clinton will be the new president of, I don't even know. We need to rename the country. It has to happen. Let's see. So, of course, I'm being facetious and totally joking and not, you know. All right, well, thank God you can't find too much. See. Oh, here we go. Who is okay? Oh no, that's Columbus. So, all right. So, anyway, they have to take it all away. J-Man, Name America, the thing, man. You know the thing, man. It's the thing, man. Come on, man. J-Man, thank you. You know the thing, man. Trump uses Mount Rushmore event. Here, this is to 6 supporters. When does he say this? on evil protesters. What? So just as patriots did in past centuries, the American people will stand in their way and we will win. But that doesn't... Who, to 6 supporters? Like, look, this is a Daily Beast article. Like, think of the mentality to have to get to that. Like, I just heard it right now. That's actually the phrase, what? He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that at all. But here.
In its place, they want power for themselves. But just as patriots did in centuries past, the American people will stand in their way, and we will win, and win quickly and with great dignity.
So where is he sicking his supporters on people? Like, I don't understand. I took that, of course, as standing in their way legally, philosophically. It's funny for people who don't even know a Trump supporter, for people who don't realize or don't understand why anyone would vote for President Trump. It's interesting how you have the same people who didn't even think he could possibly win. They know exactly what he's saying at all times, or they're crafting a message that they want to literally just create, so that they could say, "Oh, well, we're going up against this horrible monster." Tamara Holloway, new name. Tamara Holloway, thank you. Tamara, thank you. Tamara Holloway, thank you very much. Happy 4th of July, Tamara, and thank you so much for always watching. Tamara Holloway, thank you. Okay. Tamara Holloway, thank you. Thank you, Tamara. J-Man, thank you. So, I mean, it's unbelievable. He doesn't say that at all. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you again. He doesn't say this at all. But, I mean, like, let's continue. So they're going to take this speech and they're going to obsess over everything. Oh, my God.
We will never let them rip America's heroes from our monuments or from our hearts. By tearing down Washington and Jefferson, these radicals would tear down the very heritage for which men gave their lives to win the Civil War. They would erase the memory that inspired those soldiers to go to their deaths, singing these words of the battle hymn of the Republic. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while God is marching on. They would tear down the principles that propelled the abolition of slavery, and ultimately around the world ending an evil institution that had plagued humanity for thousands and thousands of years. Our opponents...
So he calls it obviously an evil institution, but you never get that. You never get, like, they never quote him. When it doesn't suit the media, they never quote him. It's just always selective quotes taken completely out of context, where the meaning is literally recreated or created to further some kind of bizarre narrative. It's never what he actually says. Do you understand? He never gets accurately quoted ever. Like, and this is a bad thing. This is like a really unfortunate reality. even me, I'm like, into it. I'm a YouTuber. I'm, I have, check out H.A. Goodman's other channel after this one. I have a great segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel that'll be uploaded. But, like, I have 2 YouTube channels. I'll have 3 by the time the convention. They're gonna nominate Clinton at the convention. They're not going with Biden. No, not going with Biden. No. Okay, I will have made the biggest political call of all time. This is the MC Breed election. Ain't no future in your frontin'. The Democrats, the only future they have is frontin', and their new single is "Frontin' is our only future." That's it. All they know is to pretend. Okay, at least President Trump says beautiful things and is honest. Like, these are beautiful statements he's making. What's wrong with what he said? I want to know what's wrong with what's wrong with anything he said.
Would tear apart the very documents that Martin Luther King used to express his dream and the ideas that were the foundation of the righteous movement for civil rights. They would tear down the beliefs, culture, and identity that have made America the most vibrant and tolerant society in the history of the earth. My fellow Americans, it is time to speak up loudly and strongly and powerfully and defend the integrity of our country.
Even if, this is, everything they're doing is a gift to President Trump or any other president, any incumbent. Like, if it was the reverse and conservatives were, I guess you could say, conservative ideologues caused $1.4 billion in property damage throughout the country, you better believe they would focus on that only. And you better believe it would help any Democrat in office, the incumbent. It would help them tremendously. So, I don't know what they're doing. Everything they do just helps President Trump. Having Biden there helps President Trump. It's pretty unbelievable. There's no way they're going to... There's no way they're going to have 3 debates with Biden versus Trump. You might as well put a goldfish and a great white shark in a tank and see who wins. It would be the 85 Bears versus Jerry Nadler's softball team. It would be Mike Tyson versus, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it ain't going to happen. So, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it'll be Hillary Clinton. She'll be the nominee. Just today, we heard that she would do better. How long is she going to sell the documentary? Forever? Why is the documentary still important? I don't know. I don't exactly know. Nicoletta, thank you. Beautiful name. Nicoletta, thank you. Rose Quartz. I will never know what News Lamestream Media says because I don't watch them anymore. They are not worth my time. Rose, thank you, Rose. Rose Quartz, thank you as always for watching. Rose, thank you. Greatly appreciated, Rose. Thank you as always for watching. Rose Quartz, thank you. Jimbo! HRC said it's not in the cars. Was that a tarot reading? No, it's not in the cards. Exactly. But then it's like, look, it's like this. Like Jimbo's like, I'm leaving right now. 5 minutes later, I just want to let you know I'm leaving. 10 minutes later, I am leaving right now. A week later, you're still here. I am leaving. Then a month later, okay, fine, we need you. What? You need me? Okay, I'm here. Jimbo! Exactly, Jimbo. Let's continue. But listen to the people like cheering. Does anyone cheer Biden over anything? Except like when he has his press conference. Mr. Vice President. Can you hear me? What would you tell Putin? And also, Trump didn't read his intelligence reports. What do you think of that? Is that a dereliction of duty? And they give him, he's like, oh yeah, you better believe I'd read the intel reports. Come on, man. Oh, man. Vice President Biden, thank you so much for doing this press conference. We love you. And those are the journalists. Those are the journalists. That it's not like there's nobody clapping. He didn't say anything. Hey, come on, have you ever been to a Democratic? Hey now. A Democratic Iowa caucus. I was one. What? What are you talking about, Biden? What kind of unholy thing are you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. That would be horrible to say. USA is, like, chanting USA is now, I'm sure, a horrible thing. Everything is bad. Don't you understand? You know who decides? The left. Who gave them the authority? Nobody. Do they have the understanding of history? No. Do they even understand basic... do they have any basic reasoning skills? No. Any context, ability to evaluate context, nuance? No. Okay.
It is time for our politicians to summon the bravery and determination of our American ancestors. It is time.
Help us, George Washington. Defeat Pelosi. The Pelosi with the most.
It is time to plant our flag and to protect the greatest of this nation for citizens of every race, in every city, and every part of this glorious land. For the sake of our honor, for the sake of our children, for the sake of our union, we must protect and preserve our history, our heritage, and our great heroes. Here tonight, before the eyes of our forefathers, Americans declare again, as we did 244 years ago, that we will not be tyrannized, we will not be demeaned, and we will not be intimidated by bad, evil people. It will not happen.
So, like, what's the problem here? Is he calling people who protested for good reasons? No, he's not calling them bad people. He's not calling them evil. Now, if you're talking about like people who instinctively call you or call Trump racist and instinctively say, well, you know what, the country's history, because of the country's history, we're just not a good place to live, and we need to completely erase the past and make it into the image of a wonderful class at Berkeley that talks about how we need to remake society into this more just and noble and moral place. Then that's up for debate. We can debate that and say, okay, well, if you're going to tear down statues of people and you're going to hold people accountable for their past, when do you hold Biden or Clinton or Democrats accountable for what they did with the crime bill and with obliterating a country in Libya with a failed NATO intervention? So, Buck the banjo player, hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay, so thank you, Buck. Thank you.
We will proclaim the ideals of the Declaration of Independence, and we will never surrender the spirit and the courage and the cause of July 4th, 1776. Upon this ground, we will stand firm and unwavering. In the face of lies meant to divide us, demoralize us, and diminish us, we will show that the story of America unites us, inspires us, includes us all, and makes everyone free. We must demand that our children are taught once again to see America as did Reverend Martin Luther King when he said that the founders had signed a promissory note to every future generation. Dr. King saw that the mission of justice required us to fully embrace our founding ideals. Those ideals are so important to us. Founding ideals. He called on his fellow citizens not to rip down their heritage, but to live up to their heritage.
How on earth? This is the second time he referenced Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You will never know that. You will never know that Trump referenced Martin Luther King Jr., one of the greatest Americans, if not the greatest American of all time. You will never know this. You would never know that President Trump referenced. I've only heard twice, it could be 3 or 4 times. But you will never know that. You would never know that because, well, Democrats don't want you to know. They just simply don't want you. They don't care. The media does not care. But here, let's listen to Panzer's Choir. Thank you. Happy 4th, HA, and everyone. Happy 4th of July. Thank you. Happy 4th of July. Thank you. Nicoletta. Nicoletta. Thank you, Nicoletta. Beautiful name, Nicoletta. Thank you. All right, let's listen.
Above all, our children from every community must be taught that to be American is to inherit the spirit of the most adventurous and confident people ever to walk the face of the earth. Americans are the people who pursued our manifest destiny across the ocean, into the uncharted wilderness, over the tallest mountains, and then into the skies, and even into the stars. We are the country of Andrew Jackson, Ulysses S. Grant, and Frederick Douglass. We are the land of Wild Bill Hickok and Buffalo Bill Cody. We are the nation that gave rise to the Wright brothers, the Tuskegee Airmen, Harriet Tubman, Clara Barton, Jesse Owens, George Patton, General George Patton, the great Louis Armstrong, Alan Shepard, Elvis Presley, and Muhammad Ali. And only America could have produced them all. No other place.
What is wrong with what he's saying now? It's beautiful, but you won't get that. I'm telling you, like, the cultural change that Democrats want is predicated upon the influence, or it's based upon social media influence. You take the component out of retweeting absurd statements or provocative statements. You take that and you actually debate and you have a discussion. See, they would never debate. They would never have a discussion. It's always, well, we decide the future, or we decide semantics, or we decide morality, or we decide reality. It's never and they only look, there's only 4 months left before Armageddon, political Armageddon for Democrats. They're not going with Biden because they would lose miserably. Look, President Trump gets the popular vote. Okay, it comes down to this. Clinton could get the popular vote. If Biden is not going to get the popular vote. He's basically, he looks like an exhumed body and communicates like one. He's hidden in the basement all the time. He comes out, just for a press conference where, it's like even it's completely underwhelming. He doesn't inspire anyone. And Democrats think because they despise Trump that he is capable, he's human, okay? He's breathing, he's human, so of course he's better than Trump. The average American does not see this. In fact, there are 63 million people who want to vote for Trump because he's a good person, or because he's either an inspiring person, he's a good person in many ways. He signs the First Step Act and brings home Americans from war. This is the antithesis of an authoritarian. The antithesis. People on the left must not know anything about history. Must not know really anything about history. If you're going to say that Trump isn't a despot, then why is he abiding by Supreme Court rulings? Why does he even have to deal with the Supreme Court? That's not what a despot. He's not a demagogue also, because people don't vote for him based on negative emotions. They're voting for Democrats by and large because of negative emotions. Oh, we despise Trump, so let's vote Democrat. They're not voting for Biden because of Medicare for all. They're not voting for Biden because of any lofty policy objective. They're saying, well, he's not. But it's President Trump that's like setting the groundwork to bring home Americans. So, let's continue.
We are the culture that put up the Hoover Dam, laid down the highways, and sculpted the skyline of Manhattan. We are the people who dreamed a spectacular dream. It was called Las Vegas in the Nevada desert. Who built up
Hello. He's looking out. He's looking to get Nevada with that. I'm telling you, he's looking to get, even the people in the crowd were laughing, but he's looking to get Nevada with that. And he could get Nevada. He can get Minnesota. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. Somebody said today, like, oh, if Clinton doesn't get the nomination, your career is over. I'm like, what? My career is skyrocketing when President Trump wins again. Career's fine even if he lost, because then you'd then you would need somebody to speak Democrat to you, which I can. But the career's fine. The country is going to be fine. We're going to be partying on November 3rd. They go with Biden? Are you kidding me? I'll have the best live streams for the next year, 2 years, and best uploads. If they go with Biden, they will lose the Electoral College, lose the popular vote. He'll have a mandate. Durham will do his thing. Media will slither towards Trump, and the intelligence community, whatever whomever is still beholden to Democrats, will slither towards Trump also. So they're not going with Biden, so everything's fine if they go with Biden, but if they go with Clinton, I will have made the biggest political call of all time, which that's what's going to happen. I speak Democrat. I know what I speak Clintonian, and they ain't going with Biden. I can tell you that. I can tell you that right now. But let's finish this up here.
Miami from the Florida March, and who carved our heroes into the face of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. Check out H.A. Goodman's. This was a complete success for President Trump. Climb BMX! Climb BMX! Hello! Climb BMX, cheers USA to Independence Day from Vancouver Island, Canada. It's still Friday here. Climb BMX, thank you. Thank you, Climb BMX. That's actually Friday. This will be Saturday in 2 minutes or 4 minutes here. But ladies and gentlemen, Climb BMX, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Climb BMX. Ladies and gentlemen, happy 4th of July. God bless you all. Climb BMX, thank you so much. As always, to my Canadian viewers, to my Australian viewers, to my viewers in the UK, thank you. And throughout the world, in Nepal, everywhere, thank you so much. People, I will see you tomorrow. Happy 4th of July. Have a safe and happy and beautiful 4th of July. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you so much, as always, for your support. And when President Trump wins on November 3rd, you better believe that this channel and H.A. Goodman's other channel, and who knows what I do with my third channel, that'll be the place to be. Give me your thoughts. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Thanks, everybody.